Hello friends, this video on direct and indirect speech part 9 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now that we have learned so much about direct and indirect speech, let us do some practice. So this is our first example. He said, "Daughter, take my glass and fetch me some water." So which speech is this? This is direct speech because you have something within the quotes. That means it is in the exact words of the speaker. So now when you write it in the indirect speech, now before that, tell me what kind of sentence is this? So here the man is ordering his daughter. So this is an example of imperative sentence. Right? So what are the reporting verbs that you would use? You can use ordered, you can use requested, but here we do not have any please. So we will not use requested. Now you can use ordered, you can even use asked. So asked is one such reporting verb which is often used with imperative sentences also. However, more commonly it is used with interrogative sentences, but still sometimes it is used with imperative sentences as well. So you can say, he asked his daughter, right? He asked his daughter, or he ordered his daughter for what? So what is the verb? The verb here is take. So take will become to plus base form of the verb. So to plus base form is take. So he asked his daughter to take his glass. So you see the pronouns need to be changed at every point. So my has to be changed, me has to be changed, to take his glass and fetch him some water. So you see the moment you understood that it is imperative sentences, you understood that the verb will be to plus base form of the verb. But it is important that you ensure that you change every pronoun wherever it is there. Right? For example, he asked his daughter. So the pronoun is changed here. Again, his glass, him some water. So everywhere the pronoun needs to be changed. Let's move on to the next example. Arjun said, "I am unable to come just now because I am ill, but I will certainly start as soon as I am well enough to do so." So you see this is not a simple sentence. It is more like a combination of multiple sentences. So how do you write this? Let's try this out. So you would say that Arjun said that, so I will change to he. Said that he, am will also change to was because the reporting verb is in the past tense. So he was unable to come just now. So now will also change to then because now shows nearness in time, and here the reporting verb is in the past tense, so the entire direct speech is changing to past. So this now will change to then. So Arjun said that he was unable to come just then because I am ill, because I will change to he, am will change to was because he was ill. But again I will change to he, but he will. So will is in the future tense, simple future, but the reporting verb is in the past tense. So will change to would, but he would certainly start as soon as. I again will change to he as soon as he was. Am will change to was. Am is in present, so it will change to past. As soon as he was well enough to do so. So you see, basically you have to do it with a very cool mind. You should always remember those 3 steps to change direct to indirect. Change tense, change pronouns, and change some words which shows nearness in time or place. Right? If you remember these 3 things nicely, you will never make a mistake. So here you saw this is a big sentence, but still when you gradually do it, you will do it perfectly. Okay, now let's look at the third example. He answered slowly, "Alas, my dear son, why do you ask the one thing I cannot grant you?" So what type of sentence is this? Now, if you look at it, since alas is there, we can say that it is exclamatory sentence, but at the same time, there is a question with it. So it is an interrogative sentence as well. So it is like a mix of interrogative sentence and exclamatory sentence. So how do we convert this? Let's try. So he answered slowly. So look here that the reporting verb is in the past tense. So he answered slowly, asking his son, because he is actually asking something. So we can say that he answered slowly, asking his son. But how do we show that it is expressing sorrow? So we can say he answered slowly, asking his son with sorrow or sadly. Instead of with sorrow, you can also use sadly. You can say he answered sadly, asking his son. That is also fine. Or you can say he answered slowly, asking his son sadly, why. Now, why is an interrogative word, right? So we do not need to use that. We also do not need to use if or whether. So why do you ask? Now, do is another word which is never used in the indirect speech. So do, did, does, they are never used in the indirect speech. So why you ask the one thing? Now, since the reporting verb is in the past tense, so this verb will also be in the past tense. So this will become why he asked. So pronouns also need to be changed. So why he asked the one thing. Again, I would change to he. The one thing he cannot. Now, cannot will become could not, because the reporting verb is in the past tense. So, can should also change to past, which is could. He could not grant him. So, you will again change to him. So he answered slowly, asking his son with sorrow why he asked the one thing he could not grant him. So you see, this was a little complicated sentence, but still we managed to do it. Why? Because we just followed the rules. So at every step, at every word, you need to follow the rule. Whenever you come across a pronoun, just change it appropriately. Whenever you come across a verb, remember all the rules. For example, here this portion was the most confusing portion, because you had this why do you ask. Now a lot of children might make a mistake that they might put do here, right? But normally we do not put do, does in the indirect speech. So instead we just use the verb in the right tense. Like in this case, the reporting verb was in the past, so we made use of ask, but in the past tense, that is asked. And that's how we did this. Now let's look at the last example. She observed that she had never liked doing that. So obviously this is an indirect speech example, and we need to convert this into direct speech. So what is the reporting verb here? It is observed. So it would be she observed, and then you put a comma, start the direct speech with quotes. She had never liked doing that. So she will change to I. Had never liked. Now looking at this, can you tell me what is the tense of this sentence? The tense here is past perfect. So if in the indirect speech it is past perfect, so in the direct speech it would either be present perfect or it would be simple past. Right? So in this case, what it would be, you can write it, if you want to write it in present perfect, you can write it, I have never liked doing this, because this has changed to that, right? So it would be she observed, I have never liked doing this. Or you can also write it in another way, because it is past perfect. So there is a possibility that in the direct speech it is present perfect, or in the direct speech it is simple past. That is, she observed, I never liked doing this. So both of these are correct. So I never liked doing this is in simple past. So this also, when it goes to the indirect speech form, it will become past perfect. And here in the first case, this is present perfect. So when this also goes to the indirect speech form, it becomes past perfect. So you see how the rules help. So I think please do not jump into these examples without looking at the rules. Otherwise, you will not understand a single word. So first, understand the rules very carefully, very accurately, and then watch these videos with the examples, and then practice a lot of examples. Now start with simpler sentences and then gradually move on to more complicated exercises and try doing them. Now do not get nervous looking at a lengthy sentence. Just go word by word, remember the rules, and just incorporate the rules, and you will do it perfectly. So I hope this lesson would have helped you on direct and indirect speech. So practice more, speak more, so that you can be good with the language. See you all in the next lesson.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality education. You can learn with a simple 4-step learning process wherein you can watch video lessons, you can ask your questions, you can refer notes, and you can take a free online test. We have content for class 6 to 12 on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology along with practical videos. So please subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Thank you.